Yes, sir.
Very good. So first one we'll see a basic worry of not worry of OSI layers, and if possible, I will try to explain. Okay. So what is OSI layer? What is the use of OSI layer? OSI layer or OSI means Open System Interconnect. It is a reference model. It is a reference model. It is a kind of protocol suite. And we have a different protocol suites are there. For example, TCP/IP protocol suite, IPX, SPX, novel network, okay, Apple Talk. These are all different protocol suites used in a earlier different network places. So DoD model earlier when at the time of different researches the DoD model is used. Later this DoD model become TCP/IP model. Lot of people think using OSI model, people design these protocol suites like a TCP/IP or DoD, a novel network or IPX, SPX, or maybe they design what we can say Apple Talk kind of stuff. Point is, all these protocol suite models before OSI layer are all created and used before OSI layer came into the came into market. Okay. Next, some people tell like OSI layers are used by very big organizations. Not all organizations. We are all using TCP/IP only in a scientific manner, or maybe only in certain organizations, or very security places only we use OSI layers. No, guys, no organization use OSI model. No one is using OSI model. Then why we should study OSI model? No one is using. We are not also using OSI model directly. Okay. Why we need to learn about a OSI model? It is like a reference textbook. You know, there is a textbook and reference textbook. Reference textbook we don't buy. Textbook we'll buy, maybe. Even still people don't buy textbooks. Lot of people will buy guides only. Okay, or short notes only. Okay, so reference textbooks are like based on particular topic. You want to research or you want to know about more about that particular topic, we'll go to the reference textbooks, particular topic wise. Okay, textbooks are combination of multiple chapters. Okay, so same thing it is. It's not same thing, but it is like a reference model. That the same concept is same reference. What is this reference model? This reference model having a 7 layers. Use of this OSI layer to understand network, whether you create a network, whether network is TCP/IP network or maybe IPS network or novel network. For understanding a network, this OSI layer will be useful. You want to create a network, or you want to create a protocol suite, or you want to create a new network, you design a network, OSI reference model is very useful. Okay, you want to troubleshoot the network, you got some issue, you want to troubleshoot it. So that also very useful with the OSI layer. Okay, troubleshoot the network is also, we can use a OSI layer to troubleshoot the network related issues. This OSI model is standardized by ISO, International Organization for Standardization. Okay, so this OSI model is a journal in IEEE Institute. So it is an Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. The journal number is 802. Okay, so this is having a 7 layers OSI model, open system, interconnect, and having a 7 layers. The layers are top to bottom. It is like a 7 to 1 layers or 1 to 7 layers. Like the application layer is a 7th layer and physical layer is the first layer. Application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, physical layer. 7 layers. Okay, so my habitual way of teaching and speaking about OSI layers is from application layer to physical layer. You know, some textbooks or some classroom, some videos, some trainers will tell you differently, or lecturers, college, like different means bottom to top. Physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. Which one is correct? Application layer to physical layer or physical layer to application layer? Which is correct? Which order is correct? Both are correct. Both are correct. Okay, both are correct. So there is, some people say, no, sir, you are telling wrong. My trainer, my lecturer told me from physical layer to application layer, I can prove this is why Google search. Yeah, both are right. Okay, both are right. Only one important thing is do not interchange the layers. Like a application layer, transport layer, presentation layer, network layer, session layer, data link layer, physical layer, like don't change it. Or application layer, physical layer, because P is there, no? Immediately application layer, physical layer, network layer, then a transport layer, like that. People interchange the layers. Do not interchange the layers. You may forget the concept. You may forget the layer wise packet transferring. You may get confused in that one. So if you interchange the layers, do not interchange 7 to 1 or 1 to 7, both are correct. Okay, but how to remember 7 layers? Only one thing is keep chanting till you got completely in any time. Like you taken a 1 week break from the networking also. Again, after 1 week also, if you anybody ask, can you tell me OS layer? You have to tell immediately, very easily. Okay, so that much of practice you required in this one, because this is the most important and very important in a multiple interview. Now you are joining, maybe after 1 year you want to go to another company based on networking profile. Maybe you do supporting based on a networking, for example, and you said like I went through the networking, I learned CCNA, CCNP, now take me interview. Then it is OS layer common questions. OS layers, IP addresses, subnet mask, protocols, port numbers, most common interview questions, API addresses, okay, DHCP, DNS, these are the most common IP addresses, okay, local host addresses. Even after 5 years of experience, you are going to any profile which is any small relevant to the networking also, even you say I learn networking, they'll definitely ask these questions, guys. That's why not only for interview, guys, for our understanding network troubleshooting. Sir, no, sir, I am going to cloud. No problem. In a cloud also, networking is also very, very important. And a lot of people learn cloud and join into cloud support. They cannot able to troubleshoot few things. They can't understand some few things. Why? What is the few things they cannot do it? Networking concepts on. In a virtualization, networking concepts of networking is very important. Not required CCNA, routing, switching and all, not required. Okay, not required means at least better knowing the concept of networking. So this is, you can understand, guys, application layer, presentation layer, session layer. These 3 layers we call as a upper layers. That's why I written upper, and also called as a software layers. Okay, so application layer, presentation layer, session layers are top layers, or application upper layers are a software layers. Network layer, data link layer, and physical layer are bottom layers or a hardware layers. Okay, top layers, upper layers, software layers, application, presentation, session. These 3 combinedly. Network, data link layer, and physical layer, bottom layers, hardware layers. What is the middle one? Transport layer is a heart of OSI layer. It provides end-to-end connectivity. Before we discuss one by one layer, I want to tell about important topic. I can tell this separately, but application layer, okay, and transport layer dealing with protocols and port numbers. Okay, application layer and transport layer mainly. So this protocols and port numbers are important. That's why I'm telling these protocols and port numbers starting only before we go to explain one by one. What is these protocols? Guys, protocols means set of rules, but not a different type of rules. Okay, not a police protocols or anything. In our networking, these are very simple protocols to make an understanding what is your type of communication. To understand what type of communication is a web related communication, a mail related communication, it is a web related communication, or mail related communication, or remote access related communication, or some backup related communication, file access related, or maybe upload and download data, uploading and downloading a data, or application related, or a database related. What kind of communication it is? What kind of communication it is? So that we can understand by protocol. That we can understand by protocol. There is a server and there is a client. Client request to the server. Server respond based on the client request. Based on the client request. For example, there is a web server. I send a HTTP request. I send a HTTP request. It's a web server, right? So then, yes, HTTP request means web server. So web server understand, yeah, client is asking HTTP request. It means my request only, and it will give HTTP response. And there is a web server. Again, you send a SMTP request. SMTP for sending a mails. Sending mails. So you send a request, SMTP request to web server. The web server do not know about any SMTP protocols. It drop the packet. You don't give any response. Okay. So similarly, like a server is there, it is a web server as well as a file server. Means it can store the data, right? File server. It operates both HTTP, FTP protocol. So you send a request, HTTP request, it will accept. If you send a FTP request, it will accept. Okay. A server, multi services servers also there. Okay. So you have a SMTP server. You have a SMTP server means mail server. You have a mail server. The protocols we use for sending a mail, SMTP. You want to receive a mail, you want to pull the mail from server, use POP3 or IMAP protocols. You have a server that is NTP server, network time protocol server. You want to sync your time, your client PC time with the NTP server. You can synchronize with the NTP protocol. Okay. So there is an authentication system is there, Active Directory authentication server is there. Or you log into your email account, right? Gmail you are login, Facebook you log in, you given username and password. Someone has to authenticate, someone has to verify your user authentication. So how they will authenticate? While authenticating, you use authentication protocols. Example, LDAP. For Active Directory, use Kerberos protocol. Remote access protocols like SSH, TELNET. There is a SSH server, means there is some Linux server. I want to configure Linux server, or I want to use the Linux server through network. From my PC, I want to access my remote Linux server. So I use a SSH protocol to connect. I have some router is there. I want to access the router, or I want to access some server, which is a TELNET server it is. I want to connect it and I want to configure it from here, or maybe I want to access it device through network. I use TELNET request. Depends upon SSH or TELNET. SSH and TELNET text-based remote access means like a command based it is, and also SSH is encrypted, TELNET is not encrypted. RDP, remote desktop protocol. It is also very important. SSH, TELNET, RDP, 3 are a remote access protocol. RDP, remote desktop protocol. in my network, I have a system, either it is server or a desktop. Okay, Windows server or Windows desktop it is, for example. I want to access their desktop from my PC. The remote PC is located in the network somewhere, but I want to access from my personal desktop. I want to access their desktop from my PC. So I do some configuration, or I have some work. Maybe I want to use their application. Am I right? So I want to access from my desktop. So I use a RDP protocol. I send RDP request. It give RDP related response. Okay, that is the power of protocols, guys. To understand client request or what understand the service. Okay, so what kind of web service, DHCP service, DNS service? We are getting an IP address from DNS server. Sorry, we are getting IP address from DHCP server. Which protocol? DHCP protocol. I've opened a facebook.com. I need an IP address of facebook.com. Which server will give you IP address of facebook.com? DNS server. Which protocol? DNS protocol. Okay, so protocols are very useful. Protocols are used to make you understand what type of user request, to whom you are asking and what you are asking. That is my point. It is not textbook one. So whom you are asking, what you are asking. Okay, that is simply understand from the protocols. To whom you are asking means which server. For example, you are asking money. To whom you are asking money, like your father, mother, you ask money, right? So you want to go to some movie, you don't have money, you will ask father, mother, brother, something. If you are in a college, right? You are in a college. Okay, so you have to write a leave letter. So that is more practiced letter is leave letter, right? So to whom you are writing a leave letter? To your class teacher or a principal. You are not writing a leave letter to your father or mother, right? Or you are not asking money, like I want to go to movie, I need a money. So you are not asking your class teacher or a principal. So that's what I'm saying. To whom you are asking and what you are asking. That is important in the communication. Okay, so these are the protocols and port numbers. Each protocol having certain port numbers. Each protocol having certain port numbers. There's a lot of protocols and port numbers are there. So like 1,000 protocols and port numbers are reserved port numbers are there. But I given only list of few protocols and their port numbers. And after that, one few are very frequently used, daily used one. So mostly important one only given. Others also there. That is based on you how much you can able to learn. That is it. At least learn these protocols and port numbers. This is also same thing, guys. So how to learn this one? Read it, understand it, group wise you can understand it. Okay, and also keep chanting, keep using, keep telling. Then you will remember. So this is very useful when you are in your career also, and as well as the interviews. Not only this, anytime it is very useful. HTTP, Hypertext Transmission Protocol. HTTPS, Hypertext Transmission Protocol only, HTTP or SSL. The difference is HTTP is a basic communication, means you open a HTTP site, the site data known by any person. So what are the data is transmitting from your client to server, from your client to server. So that is that is plain text format type only, no encryption inside. But HTTPS encrypt the data. HTTPS will encrypt the data. Data encryption is there. HTTPS encrypt the data. So what is the use of this HTTPS? It is HTTPS. So while I'm transmitting data from server to client, client to server, the data is encrypted. This HTTPS mainly you must use for mail communication, banking related communications, banking websites, mail websites, social media like a Facebook, Instagram kind of stuff. Of course, YouTube also we are using. Okay, mainly
Sir,
what are that? Yeah, tell me.
sir, is it important to, remember every port number of every protocol? Like
Yes,
whether
yes,
interviewer asks this, like this HTTP protocol, what is the port number of this?
maybe possibility is there, but mostly like as a fresher or as a just training hire, maybe they will ask like tell me some 5 6 port numbers,
Okay,
protocols and port numbers.
okay, sir.
My point is as much as you can try. It is useful. Okay. Yeah, because of your previous batch questions also somewhere it is asking, but not is not asking compulsory kind of stuff. Okay. For few interviews, like I trained CTS interviews, so CTS big batches are there, like a 1 month, 2 months batches are there. So they will get a lot of point. Okay, they will get a lot of things. Okay, so for them it is very compulsory. For you it is optional only, but as much as few simple things you can convert, like this one. This is easy. These are easy. Okay, this is easy, like that. So at least try which one is easy for you. Correctly, you are telling, that is important. Just I'm explaining only. Okay. So HTTP website, it is a plain, but it will be encrypted. So when you are transmitting this data, data is encrypted. So no one knows, in middle person don't know what is the data in this particular website. Okay, so data capturing are not happening here, because for SSL it is this encrypt the data. FTP, to you want to upload a file to FTP server or download a file from FTP server. So we use a protocol called 2021. Two protocols are there. Okay. So some are one protocol, some are one port number, some are two port numbers. What is these port numbers? Are numerical representation of protocols, and these port numbers are in ASCII format directly, so we can easily convert into hexadecimal. So then, sorry, it is in a hexadecimal itself. It is, we can easily convert into binary. So while you are communicating, we are using for ourselves, we know it is a protocol like HTTP or FTP or SMTP protocols. Okay, but for a network, means for computer, they use the port numbers to transmit the data. Okay, they use port numbers to transmit the data. So use the port numbers. We use protocol, system use port numbers. Okay, so very simple. Next, okay, FTP 2021. SSH, TELNET, RDP, I already explained, remote access. SSH, remote access with encryption, TELNET, no encryption. 22, 23. RDP 3389, SMTP, POP3, IMAP, mail communication purpose. SMTP to send a mail, POP3 to receive a mail. So SMTP 25, POP3 110, IMAP 143. TFTP, Trivial File Transfer Protocol, is a port number is 69. Remote configuration purpose, uploading configuration files, downloading configuration files. Okay. So DHCP, you already know what is DHCP. DHCP server assign an IP address to the clients automatically, right? So it uses 67, 68, two port numbers are there. DNS, it give IP address of any domain or a host, host in the domain. IP address, like you want an IP address of google.com, facebook.com, or a docs.google.com or microsoft.com. DNS server will give you the IP address of that domain or that site's IP address, right? So which protocol? DNS protocol, port number is 53. NTP, network time protocol, to synchronize the time with the time server to our server, our PCs. We use NTP servers. NTP protocol, port number is 123. Very easy, right? Kerberos, LDAP are authentication related protocols. Yeah, tell me.
What is the difference? What is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS?
HTTP, you are created a HTTP website. Means, for example, there is a HTTP website and you open a HTTP website from your browser. The data transmission is that data, while transmitting the data is not encrypted. So someone in the network between, so they can easily understand what kind of data it is transmitting. So security is not there. Secure. HTTP is secure. So whatever the data you are transmitting from client to server or server to client, what is the data it is? It will only display on it is only data we can see in the web browser. Someone is trying to cache data, also they can't understand what it is. It is secure, means while you are transmitting, receiving data is encrypted.
Okay, almost banking are use HTTPS data, I think.
Yeah, banking compulsory HTTPS. HTTPS. Of course, mail communication is also now sensitive. Then initially, the mail communication very less HTTPS websites. Now almost all websites are HTTPS only. Very less HTTP websites. Amazon.in. Okay, Flipkart. These are important, right? You are paying amount. You're purchasing. So data should not be leaked. So data is compulsory encrypted. And your WhatsApp end-to-end encryption. End-to-end encryption. So you send a message, you can able to see the message, but the message cannot be seen by any person between your mobile phone to and your recipient mobile phone. So data completely encrypted and transferred.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, so Kerberos is an authentication protocol. Mainly Kerberos used in a Active Directory environment. Yeah, tell me.
So, what difference is DNS and IP address?
DNS, domain name system, DNS server, like for example, you open a google.com. I open a w3schools.com. So I open with a name. I don't know the IP address of this www.w3schools.com. I don't know the IP address of this Butler site, right? So this Butler, this means this somewhere it is a website is there. Okay. I don't know IP address. So my request, request go to DNS server, and DNS server will give me IP address of this server. For example, all communications by IP address. Always remember, all communications by. So I will explain, guys. Lot of people are having this DNS, IP address, DHCP. 3 confusion is there. So guys, this is a server. We seen a website, but originally data is stored in a certain machine server. Okay. This is www.w3schools.com server it is. Okay, it is a web server. What is a web server will do? Provide a web services. Means they will maintain a web pages, and of course there is some other kind of stuff is there. So whenever client requests this web server, it give the web pages. What web page is asking, you will give the web page. A simple terminology. Okay. So to contact this one, we need an IP address of this server. We need a IP address of this server. Do we know this IP address of this server? Do we know IP address of this server? We don't know. Can we remember all IP addresses of the different servers? No. That's why they designed this DNS architecture, DNS hierarchical model, of course. What we are doing is, there is a DNS server. Actually, there is a big plot is there. I am not going that one. I think for your batch only I explained that one earlier. So, okay. So first of all, I want to communicate this web server with IP address, but I don't know IP address, right? So I open a site w3w3schools.com. I open in my browser. Okay, my system do not know about IP address of this one. What it will do, in our IP configuration, we have a DNS server configuration is there. When you check your IP address, it is also showing DNS server address. It means your DNS server IP address. So request go to DNS server address, request go to DNS server, request go to DNS server. What is the IP address of www.schools.com? I'm asking, I want a IP address of this particular server. So what is DNS server will do it? It verify in this database, like if it is no the DNS server, if it is knows this IP address, so it will give you a IP address. It will give you IP address of this site. So you will get a IP address. Then you can communicate with IP address. That is part. Okay. So every device to communicate required an IP address, right? Every device must have an IP address. Okay. So you are communicating all communications with IP address only. Okay. When you are communicating, okay, when you are communicating to a website, or you open a website, means you are trying to communicate a something server. So you don't know the it's just we are using website, you don't know remaining type of communications. Okay, mail server is there. I want to access the mails, or I want to send a mail. Okay, I have a remote server. I want to access the remote server. Whatever it is a protocol, but you don't know the IP address of that server or that system or that DOM part. So who will give IP address? DNS server will give you IP address. But what is your request? How you send a request? You're sending DNS request. You're telling the request is DNS type of request. Very simple. So DNS server will give you IP address in a one single step manner. That is that. Okay, up to that one. It has so much big stories there. We'll see that one. SNMP protocol. What is SNMP? Simple Network Management Protocol. What is Simple Network Management Protocol? You know, already we discussed about monitoring. You monitor the infrastructure. For example, you have a server, storage devices, networking devices. You are monitoring it. You monitor their status. You are monitoring the device status, or you are monitoring the performance, or resource monitoring, application performance monitoring. You are monitoring from your monitoring system. So how you get the data, how you get the status of the system, how you get the performance status of a particular server, or maybe resource utilization of a server. So that how you get that information to your monitoring system, right? Using SNMP protocol. 2 port number 61, 62. Okay. Protocols.
Sir,
Yeah,
and
tell me.
sir, if I give you my IP address of my computer, then you can access my computer.
No, I cannot.
But sir, you can told me you told that the DNS server, if you have IP address, then you can communicate to each other and something.
No, I didn't tell like that. I didn't tell that story. I told there is a server, like there is a web server or mail server, because these servers are in the public. They're having some public IP address. Okay.
Okay.
They are in a public, so I can able to access the systems or servers in the public.
Mhm.
So to in the public means they need some public IP address. They purchase the public IP address. Okay.
Okay.
So I can able to access through internet. I can able to access through internet these servers or devices because of they are in the internet, public internet. You are in your own private. You are in your own private. Your IP address is a private IP address. If you told your private IP address, this same private IP address is given for millions of users.
Okay.
It is given from your router only. From your router or your DHCP server. Router as a DHCP server already I told. Okay. So from here you are getting it. This IP address does not known by anyone outside people. This is valid only in your private network. Like I have a laptop and I have another computer, for example, or maybe other laptop is there. All are in a same network, same local network. We can communicate each other.
Okay.
Once I cross, that is different. That is different part. Okay.
Okay.
So you are not in a public, but you are accessing internet. That is will be taken care by ISP provider. Your internet service provider connect to internet to up to ISP, and ISP to your modem come router or a modem plus router, then internets come to you. But the public is here. The public IP is here. So I can reach up to your public IP. Okay. But they're using a technique called a PAT technique. Port address translation means this public IP address for your device, for your mobile, for your tablet, and for your TV. So everything one single public IP address only. One single public IP only because of PAT technique. So I can reach up to your public IP address, but I cannot connect it to your PC with your public IP or private IP because I don't know. I can reach up to public, but which device in that list we cannot connect. Okay.
Okay.
That's why we are using team viewers. Okay. That's why we are using team viewers, Skypes, Microsoft Teams. Okay. To presenting. Otherwise, we can easily access, right? Remote access, remote presentations. It is unsecure if you because I have shown my IP address so many times in the classroom. So if I show like that, so everybody will hack me, directly access my thing. Already yesterday, I think I showed now how you will get access. Okay, yeah, that is enough. Okay. Yeah, this is a protocols and port numbers. Guys, understand what is the use of protocols, what kind of service we can get it with a service means what is the server, what service it is providing, what protocol you are using to get that service. Okay. Here it is OSI layer. Out of OSI layer, first layer is application layer. This application is dealing with this protocols, port numbers, client side applications and server side application. This layer comes under okay these things, your client side application, server side application, their protocol using their port numbers in the application layer. For example, I'm using a web browser. It is the best example for a application layer. What is the use of web browser? You can ask a web server to give me your web page, right? I want to open a web page, like I will open another one. So for example, this is Microsoft.com. So I'm asking Microsoft.com, please provide this information or please display the website or the content. I'm asking the content like a web connection. So what I use a URL and HTTPS request. From where I'm doing HTTPS request from web browser. From web browser. Can you do this HTTP request? Can you send an HTTP request from command prompt? Can you do HTTP request? HTTPS://www can we do? You can't open web page from command prompt, right? But ping www dot sorry in website, right? I will use same thing. I can do pinging, but I cannot send. I can't open website. So application is also important, and what protocol you're using, that is also important. Application and protocols. Okay, what I said, application, protocol, both are important here, and destination Okay, so in this only one screen, you can see things. I try to open a web page using command prompt. I can't open. Why? Because my command prompt does not understand HTTP part, and it is not a web browser. We cannot get the web related data. Second one, I use a ping command to verify whether I am able to communicate. Means, so I am sending a packet to w3schools.com, so I will get a packet from there. Means I'm testing whether communication is between my PC to w3schools.com. Okay, I'm testing is I'm testing what I'm trying to say. I'm testing whether communication is between my system to w3schools.com or not using ping command. Ping uses ICMP protocol. Ping uses ICMP protocol, same protocol. Okay. Ping is a command. The protocol is ICMP protocol. Okay, we are sending echo request, and I got an echo response from the server. And I said three things, right? One is web browser is web browser and application to open the website. Okay, and command prompt is an application used for comments related only, not to open a website. Okay, so which application you are using? Okay, which protocol you are using? So you want to access the web server for a web page, you are sending a request, HTTPS request. Okay, so you want to test connection between your PC to the remote server. We are using ping command, and ping command use ICMP protocol. ICMP protocol. Next, I said three, right? So two are completed. Where is the three one? What is the three one? In these two, where is the third one? Your doubt. I don't know the IP address of. May I put a ping IP address of w3schools.com? No, right? I didn't put a IP address of w3schools.com. I've given a name only, but I got a IP address. Who is giving this IP address? You don't know the address of some person. You ask your friend, like you're the guy. There is some person is there. He knows the address of that person. You ask that person, like I want a address of that person, or you want a phone number for that person. He given that to you like that. So I don't know the IP address of w3schools.com. First I got it, IP address of w3schools.com, then ping command, then ping request is sent. Okay, guys. Yeah, today meeting is there. Very good. Guys, understand that is the third thing. So you put a name, but you got IP address, and you are communicating with IP address. Okay, so this is the ping command. So application is important. What kind of communication? Based on that application, what kind of protocol you are using, and what is their server also. So client side, like a web browser, is a web access purpose, and server side is a server application for making itself like it is a web server. It maintain the server side application is like a Microsoft IIS or Apache HTTPD Tomcat. Okay, so many are there. So many the Glassfish. Glassfish is it's both web server and application server. Tomcat is also like that. Okay, so server side application must be run. Server side application is a response for a providing web services, right? Client side application is responsible for a accessing a web pages. So how both will understand using protocols. These three things are important here. Outlook is a mail client. So I open my Outlook. Outlook is a mail client. Yeah, someone put a message. Voice is not clear. Very good. No problem. Okay, I spend a lot of time in this one only, but Outlook is, this is my Outlook, guys. This is my Outlook, and there is a mail server, Microsoft Exchange server. Actually, I use Office 365 Exchange server it is. So I am receiving a mails here. I can send a mail and I can receive a mail using this application. Okay, using mail communication protocol, like for sending SMTP, for receiving POP3 or IMAP kind of protocols. So mail client for accessing a mail or sending a mails. Okay, mail server to provide a mail communication for exchange the mails. Different applications are there, like a Microsoft Exchange, Zimbra, Squirrel Mail, Dovecat, one more mail company, like so many mail applications also there. Putty is an application, so you can see this is a Putty. This is the Putty application. Using Putty application, I can connect remote server using SSH or Telnet or login or with a serial connection, with a serial port connection also, I can communicate to your device. So it is a application, and this is the protocol. And we have to give the remote server here. So our communication is from this application to server is that related communication, like a SSH type of communication or a Telnet type of communication. Okay, FTP, you can use FTP communication from web. Here also, you can put a FTP command here to communicate to FTP servers, or you can use an application, FTP applications, like a FileZilla application, okay, or WinSCP applications. Use that application for uploading and downloading data from FTP servers. RDP is a remote desktop protocol. To access remote desktop protocol, for just for example understanding, my MSTSC, it is a Microsoft terminal connection. It is this is the application to connect remote PC. Okay, so remote PC, you have to give your remote PC IP address and their username and click connect. It will ask for a password, give the password. If it is providing a connection, so we'll get the display on our screen. So remote server, remote PC, we can see from our PC using this application, and protocol is RDP protocol. Guys, there is a protocol and there is a client side application and there is a server side application. So this is three things in the application layer. Okay, I have only 10 minutes to join in the meeting, guys. So how much I can able to complete? I will try to do it. Next layer is a presentation layer, encoding, decoding of the data. So when you are open data, see this data is some are text related, some are pictures, some are videos. Okay, some are videos, some are text. Different set of data is there, right? While you are uploading, downloading, or we are accessing a web server, when you are sending a mail or receiving a mail, different type of data is there, different formats of data. But whatsoever it is, presentation layer will convert your data into ASCII format, American Standard Code for Information Interchange format. It is a standard format. Okay, it is hexa format directly. We can convert into binary. So for understanding computer directly, so in a bottom layer of computer understanding, it converts your data into ASCII format. So that is called a encoding and decoding. And also it will compress your data, compression and decompression of data. It encrypt and decrypt the data. So here it is, you ask question, HTTP, HTTPS, HTTP no encryption, HTTPS having encryption. So you are using HTTP, yes, means encryption is there, it encrypt the data. Okay. Next one is session layer. Session layer, when I open this website, okay, when I open a new fresh website, for example, I'm open this website. Okay, now the session layer will be created. First we'll get an IP address and establish the connection and all, right? So to establish the connection, so it will create a session. Okay, request go to the server and I received a reply. Now I received a reply. Now means session is completed. So for example, I'm streaming a video. I'm streaming a video. I open a video and I'm watching. So what happened? When I open it, the session will be created. And while I'm watching, session is maintained. Once completed, so it is complete. The background data, entire thing is came to my browser. So I am watching. That session is completed. Once whatever my request entirely I received, it is session is terminated. Sometimes session will be terminated if internet is disconnected. You close the application or internet is disconnected. Okay, so in that kind of stuff, that session will be terminated automatically. You change the network in middle. If you change the network, suddenly you are using a Wi-Fi. Your Wi-Fi is disconnected. You change to 4G network, or you connected to another hotspot. Automatically, session will be terminated. Again, re-establishment of session will be required. Of course, we cannot observe in all case scenarios. Only few scenarios we can able to see. I've seen that one. Okay. So session layer will create a session while you are sending a request. Okay. Or you're sending something. So each session will be created and maintained till you received a complete, and session will be, once transaction completed, it will be terminated. Okay. So like that. Transport layer, guys. Transport layer is a provide end-to-end connectivity. Transport layer chop the data into small pieces, that is called as segmenting. And when it is cut the data into small pieces, it puts some number on it. Okay, so numbering and sequencing on it. Sequencing, numbering on it. What is the use? If when you are sending a data, huge amount of data you are sending at a time, if there is a problem may occur, means the data may not received by may not receive, means there may be data may corrupted while you are sending, means while it is traveling. So at receiving end, if it is not received properly, you don't, we have to send it again. We have to send it again. So to avoid that one, we chop the data, we send the data into server. We chop the data, we send the data to the destination. So whenever the destination received a packets, if one of the packet is missing, for example, here it is, as per this I've noted down, okay, what I've written. So this packet, this particular packet is not received. So the source has to be, the source machine has to be send that packet again. It is not required to send all the packets. The which packet is not received, I have to send that packet only. That is called a error correction. That is called a error correction. So transport layer do error correction. Next, the destination, once it is received the missing packet, but it has to be arranged in the order, right? So hello, how, or received. ARE is not received. How, hello, how you received, R is not received. Now I send a R. Then what happened? Hello, how you are? It is wrong, right? It will rearrange the packets as per the numbering and sequencing. And transport layer also do the protocols. What it will do, transport layer, what protocols we are using, it keep the protocols into the TCP and UDP multiplexing. TCP and UDP. Guys, I have given some protocols here. Some protocols, okay. Some protocols are TCP type of protocols. Some protocols are UDP type of protocols. TCP type of protocols. Some protocols are UDP type of protocols. TCP type protocols are acknowledgement based protocols. TCP type protocols are acknowledgement based protocols. TCP means transmission control protocol. UDP means user datagram protocol. UDP type protocol are no acknowledgement based protocol. No acknowledgement is there. What is this TCP type protocol? For example, HTTP, FTP, SMTP. Okay. So what is this TCP type protocols? When you send a packet, destination received a packet. So destination send you back an acknowledgement. Yes, I received a packet. The entire transmission goes like that only. You send a packet, destination received it, and destination send you a acknowledgement that confirms the received. Like your WhatsApp, tick marks are there, no? The tick marks will tell you received, read or not, like that. So it is like a kind of acknowledgement only. Okay. If in case destination not received our packet, it does not send any acknowledgement for that packet. So we can understand destination not received a packet. So we have to send a packet again. Whenever you not received an acknowledgement from the destination, so you have to send the packet again. That's why TCP type protocols are reliable protocols. It is a connection oriented. Connection oriented means, guys, it is not wired or wireless. Connection oriented means it's a two-way communication is there. For example, I asked like, are you able to hear? You said yes. It means it's a two-way communication. I asked, do you understand? You said nothing. It is one-side communication. I keep speaking, but no voice from outside, from other side. It means one-way communication. So UDP type of communication is that type of communication. You send a packet, destination receive the packet, and you don't know whether destination is received or not, because you are not getting any acknowledgements. You are only sending destination received or not received, source don't know. That is a UDP type of protocols. Next one is, it is a non-reliable. Why non-reliable? Because we don't know whether destination received a packet or not. Okay. Next one is, it is a connectionless. Connectionless means only one-way communication, means you are sending and you don't know other side receiving or not. That is another one. Okay. So transport layer multiplexes the TCP type protocols into TCP part and UDP type of protocols into UDP part. Okay. That is the difference between TCP UDP. This is also important question, difference between TCP UDP, guys. Okay. That's why specifically I have to tell. And transport layer do flow control using a windowing mechanism or flowing control mechanism. Like it estimate how many packets destination can able to reach at a time. So based on that, it will keep sending the packets. For example, your source is 1 Gbps and destination is 100 Mbps. You can send a big packets, so many packets at a time. You can send so many packets at a time, but destination cannot receive, right? If it is cannot receive, the packets will be dropped. So you have to send it again. So instead of that one, estimate the destination, how many packets can receive at a time, you have to send according to it. Okay. So this is the transport layer. So what will happen here, guys? Any data in the layer, like a application layer data or session layer data or a transport layer data or presentation layer data. So data in the layers, okay, layer wise data changes. Whatever it is, we call them as a PDU, packet data unit. Okay. So to this packet data unit from the session layer, we are adding a TCP header. This TCP header contains about a sequence order, numbering, sequencing, and all kind of stuff. windowing, that entire information in the TCP header only, segmenting, sequencing, numbering, protocols, TCP, UDP protocols, entire thing in the TCP header, added to your PDU, which is came from the session layer, and this is called a segment. So our PDU from transport layer, is segment. This segment will be sent to the network layer. I have to join in the meeting, so no problem. I will wait 5 minutes. Okay, only 3 layers only left, right? This network layer will take the segment. It add a source IP address and destination IP address to the segment. That is called a packet. Now the PDU from network layer is packet. So what is this network layer will deal with the IP addresses, dealing with the IP addresses called a routed protocols. Also it is dealing with the routing protocols, different routing protocols. What is the use of routing protocols? To get a best path to reach the destination. You have to reach the destination, best path to reach the destination. Okay, so to reach the destination, right? So source IP address, destination IP address will add it to your segment, then it is create a packet. This packet sent to the network layer, data link layer. Data link layer contains 2 layers, LLC and MAC address. 2 layers are there. So MAC layer, LLC layer link, logical link control, which actually deal with the WAN protocols. To connect in the WAN communication, we have to use WAN protocols, PPP, SDLC, frame relay, MPLS. These are all different WAN protocols are there. Okay. Next one is MAC layer. MAC layer is, MAC means media access control, you know, MAC address kind of stuff. When you are sending a packet, like you have to add source MAC address, destination MAC address to your packet, plus data tail is also there, that is a CRC. Okay, source MAC address, destination MAC address as a data header to packet, and as a data tail it is CRC to the packet. So totally we call it as a frame. This frame sent to the physical layer. CRC, cyclic redundancy check. So what is the use of CRC? When destination received a packet, it verifies that packet is good condition or it is corrupted. Okay, while traveling from one place to another place, data may be corrupted. So it will verify data is good or data is corrupted, like that. If data is good, then it will give it to the upper layers. So if data is corrupted, it drop the packet. So data error correction, error checking will happen in a data link layer. Error correction will happen at a transport layer. Last one is a physical layer, guys. So very fast, right? So frame is sent to your physical layer. So frame will be converted into bit stream. Bit stream means zeros, ones kind of stuff. Next, the physical layer is your physical hardware connection, like your NIC is a physical part. What is your NIC? Like you're connecting using a normal Ethernet cables, right? Ethernet you are using NIC, Ethernet NIC type, we are using wide connection. So we need this bit stream should be converted into electrical signal. You are using wire connection means normal twisted pair cables kind of stuff. You are using Ethernet connection means electrical signal. You are using Wi-Fi. That adapter, what it will do? The bit stream is converted into radio signals. Okay. For example, you are using a fiber optical type of connection. Then bit stream is converted into light waves. Okay, so these are the totally 7 layers. Layer wise troubleshooting, tomorrow I will tell layer wise troubleshooting and some ping test related, and also IP addresses also I will tell. Okay guys, because I got time is completed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have to attend a meeting.